Welcome to Stories That Matter. Thank you for coming out on July 27th. Amy Lansa.
There we go. My name's Amy Pyatt, and I'm a fourth-generation Arizonan. I was raised on a ranch in southern Arizona, and I went to high school in Tombstone, Arizona. So this is a true story. So I had two brothers, and our ranch was located right next to Fort Huachuca. And the base commander at Fort Huachuca contacted my grandpa and said, hey, we have some Green Berets that need to train, and the topography of the land around the ranch is similar to what would be in Vietnam. And so my grandpa agreed to allow these Green Berets to train there. And so one afternoon, this personnel carrier pulled up and a group of Green Beret soldiers jumped out of the car. And their captain or their leader came over and he spoke to my grandpa and my parents, and all of us kids were standing there because there's these soldiers, and we were pretty impressed with that. So they said, look, these guys are here to train, so they are not to come to your home. Do not render assistance to them. Don't interact with them. They shouldn't interact with you guys. So just let them, they're training, It's like, okay, all right. So we went along with that, and my brothers and I, we saddled up one day, and we were supposed to be looking for cattle. And we went up into this little area, and we got to this high spot. We looked down, and we were just looking, and we could see some camouflage netting. We're like, hey, what's that? So we rode down there, and we found a whole supply of K-rations. We're like, whoa, this is great. So we jumped off, we threw back the netting, and we packed up as much as we could take with us. And I imagine that we were in the sights of these guys. They're thinking, oh, these little sons of, So anyway, so the day after that, we started riding with saddlebags because you could pack more in the saddlebag. So we got back, so we'd ride, we'd do whatever it was we were supposed to be doing. But then we go back to the saddle house when we'd done saddle and turn the horses out and everything. And my grandpa's like, what the hell are all these K-rations doing here? We're like, we found them, And so we would go through them, but we were looking for the chocolate pudding, the applesauce, the peaches. If there was any other things, it was, green beans. So I know that we were hated by these guys, and they weren't supposed to interact with us. But we saw one guy come up to the water faucet next to our adobe house there. And my mom was outside hanging clothes, and she had her hair in curlers, and she's out there hanging clothes up, and she's this little ratty house coat she had. And she said the most beautiful man she'd ever seen in her whole life walked up. He had no shirt on. He had he had all his gear. Good morning, ma'am. And she, what? So anyway, at some point, after the period of time, I don't remember how long it was, 30 days, whatever, 2 weeks, this personnel carrier showed up. These guys just came out of the brush, flipped us off. No, they came, they all just walked up, got in the thing, and took off. And they went to Vietnam after that. And we were their trainers. So I imagine they were very successful. That's it.